What happened to these three Proto-Slavic vowels? Well, today I'll be talking about the outcomes in Slavic languages of these three phonemes, while excluding Polabian due to the complexity of its outcomes for vowels. Starting with this first vowel, most Slavic languages have a close front unrounded vowel, E, for this phoneme, with one exception of Ukrainian and Russian, which both have a near front unrounded vowel, which is not a unique pronunciation for both of these languages, but still these are the two ones that are most important for this video. Now moving on to the second vowel. In most Slavic languages, it merges with our first phoneme, like this, which happens in South Slavic languages, Czechoslovak, Kashubian, and Ukrainian. In Russian, though, it stays as a distinct phoneme and is pronounced as a near back unrounded vowel. The transcription may confuse you because it usually marks an unrounded version of this vowel, O, but here it marks an unrounded version of this vowel, O. Here on the chart you can see where exactly this is supposed to be, here at the back of the mouth. Then in some Slavic languages like Polish, Polakian, Belarusian, Silesian, Russian, and both Sorbian languages, this phoneme came to be in complementary distribution with this sound, which is basically just a merger of these two sounds, but there are two distinct sounds used in different situations. In Russian, it is some kind of centering diphthong, something like this, maybe. But in West Slavic languages, it is a near front vowel. So, seeing all of these outcomes, it is hard to determine the original pronunciation of this sound, but most likely it was a close back unrounded vowel. We will come to this conclusion in our third phoneme, but just so you know, the most important language here is Russian for reconstructing the sound. And now our last third vowel, which becomes a simple close back rounded vowel U in most Slavic languages, which includes Russian, Belarusian, Polakian, West Slavic languages, South Slavic languages. In Russian and Ukrainian, though, this sound becomes a near back rounded vowel O. Well, that's the transcription you won't see, mostly because it is instead transcribed as using this symbol for whatever reason. The reason for it being this sound is that it is literally quite pronounced as this in both Ukrainian and Russian, but also you can see from Russian that all of these, at least these two sounds become or were lowered. Like you see this sound becoming e and this sound becoming o. Well, why didn't this sound become o? Well, that's because it did become, it just, many phonologists don't transcribe it as that. You can even see on Ukrainian phonology page the pronunciation of this phoneme, but don't go on the English version of that article, but instead the Ukrainian version, it is much more precise, and there are a lot of issues with Ukrainian phonology page on Wikipedia, specifically English one. So summing this all up, you can see that Proto-Slavic E stays mostly the same in most Slavic languages. This vowel merges in some with E, in others it becomes a diphthong, or this vowel, or gets fronted to this vowel. In Russian though, in Ukrainian, all three vowels are lowered, with Ukrainian then merging this back unrounded vowel with this front one. And also most Slavic languages, except for Ukrainian and Russian, still preserve this as close vowel. So as you can see, that's pretty much it. I hope it was understandable and the quality of the video wasn't bad, but if you have any notices or want to note something, just comment in the comments down below. Leave a like, I guess, or subscribe. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.